I'm going to give you my top 3 tips on how to force, test, and get that oxygen sensor monitor to flip to ready so you can pass an emissions test and get your registration tag. If your check engine light is off, but the oxygen sensor monitor on your vehicle is not set, or you have failed an emissions test, don't waste hundreds of dollars driving around. You are watching the right video. Hey everybody, welcome to Random Fix. If your vehicle is not passing an emissions test and this monitor is not getting ready, I'm going to cover that with you guys and help you fix that right now. I'm going to give you guys my top 3 tips, and I'll also provide some additional pro tips at the end of the video. Tip number 1, your oxygen sensor might not have an issue. The real issue might be with your battery. A lot of the newer vehicles are so sensitive to the voltage drops of the battery if the voltage is not perfect. So if you ever had to jump start your vehicle or your battery is over 4 years old, you may want to perform a headlight test by turning off the vehicle, letting the headlights run for 5 minutes. You want to confirm that the battery voltage is holding over 12.2 with the engine off. And it's pretty common for the oxygen sensor not to even run and basically be jail locked, and this can happen to the oxygen sensor, the evap sensor, as well as the catalyst. Be sure that your battery is good before you start troubleshooting. Tip number 2, the O2 sensor might not be setting because there's something wrong with the heater on the oxygen sensor. So there's a way of actually testing the heater element of the oxygen sensor, and all you need is a multimeter. And with the multimeter, you want to verify the correct resistance. And I'll display the resistance you're supposed to see on the heater element and provide that video down below on how to check it. Tip number 3, there may be no issues at all with any of your emissions components, and you basically need to do a hard reset on your vehicle. Sometimes on the newer vehicles, since they're so sensitive, they have some sort of communication error between different modules. And what can happen is it'll basically stall and keep the inspection monitors from running. So what you need to do is disconnect the negative on the battery for about 1 hour. And what we're trying to do here is to reset all the monitors. And by doing this, you're going to reset all the modules, so everything will be offline. And when you reconnect the negative on the battery after an hour, everything will come online, and hopefully all the glitches are gone, which will allow the monitor for the oxygen sensor to go and run. And again, all 3 of my pro tips that I've given you are completely free to do. There's no need to go buy any expensive chemicals. And for sticking around till the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys some pro tips here. So whenever you are going to be uninstalling and reinstalling the oxygen sensor, just make sure that you guys only put the anti-seize on the thread and not on the tip of the oxygen sensor. Avoid touching the probe. And before you replace any oxygen sensor, you may want to quickly grab some contact cleaner like this, spray the oxygen sensor connector and the pigtail that connects to the vehicle. Inspect the connectors as it's right next to the exhaust, and you may have damaged wiring and not a broken oxygen sensor. So quickly verify everything before you start throwing money at parts, and you'll be surprised how many times just by cleaning out the connectors that the oxygen sensor will come back online, and it really does work. And I always try this first. Now there are going to be oxygen sensors that are going to be lazy, and there are chemicals that are supposed to help, such as Cataclean. That's something that you could dump in the fuel system and it will clean a lazy oxygen sensor. That is something I would definitely recommend, especially on a vehicle that has 4 oxygen sensors. You're going to save yourself quite a bit of time and money. Hey guys, really quick on the oxygen sensor monitor, make sure that you guys go with OEM. I recently purchased a non-OEM part and it didn't last even 1 week. I went into O'Reilly's yesterday and I returned it, got my money back, and luckily it wasn't a big deal to go swap out with the OEM part. And whenever you're replacing an oxygen sensor, a PCV valve, a gas cap, a radiator cap, a mass airflow sensor, always go with OEM. and save yourself from going on that wild goose chase. And if you're not sure where to get the parts or which ones are the OEM parts, just go to Rock Auto. And a lot of times they'll list the OE for that part. And you can buy the OE aftermarket version of it and save yourself a lot of time. So instead of buying an oxygen sensor from Toyota, I can buy the Denso version and get the part number from Rock Auto. And when it comes down to safety, guys, make sure that when you are replacing an oxygen sensor, always work on a cold engine. You don't want to go and burn your hand. It's not worth it. If there's anything in this video that I left out, make sure you guys comment down below. I'll leave you guys all those videos down below that are related to the oxygen sensor, as well as a playlist right here where you guys can click on that. And if you're dealing with a vehicle that actually has a check engine light on for an oxygen sensor, I'll leave you guys a special video I have on how I use AI to basically snipe that issue, and it's highly effective, and it'll let you know exactly what your issue is. No more guessing.